Good morning, folks. So we closed on another property yesterday afternoon, and I'm really excited about this one because once again it's going to make for a really cool project. We bought this property off market from a distressed seller who actually owns a number of different investment properties throughout St. Catharines here. And this property, I guess it was just, they were having some water problems in the basement, and as they opened up the walls to this property, they realized that the entire back foundation had broken and shifted itself. So I'll show you guys some videos. It's going to be pretty cool. The reason why this is happening, and mind you, I'm not 100% sure on the exact nuances of it, but you know, in talking with our engineers, there's a massive tree in the backyard. And so the root system of this tree, I'm confident, is just massive. So all that pressure of the root system pushing on the foundation, of course, from seasons, from the water, you know, freezing, contracting in the winter time, is obviously adding a lot of strain and a lot of pressure on this foundation, which obviously is given out. So we're gonna go check out the tree getting chopped down today, because that's got to go. We got to grind the stump out, and as the process moves, we're actually gonna have to remove the entire back foundation of this property, which is gonna be really cool. So stay tuned and go see this tree. So to take this whole tree down, it's probably going to take about 6 or 7 days. They got to take it off in little chunks and throw it down, just because we are surrounded by so many properties on either side of us. We want to make sure that we're being safe. They're making good headway. First day at it. It's freezing out here. That guy's got no gloves on. It's crazy. Okay, we're here on site and the guys are at it, so let's switch this camera around so you guys can see kind of what's going on. So here they got their cherry picker already happening. See the guy up there, he's kind of floating around, taking it off branch by branch. We'll take a closer look at what's going on back there as well, but let me show you guys kind of what's going on the inside here. Give you guys a little bit of perspective as to why we got to do this in the first place. So the upstairs here is actually in pretty great shape. It's nice and warm in here too. It's quite a chilly day. But to give you a bit of a kind of a frame of reference and kind of show what we're dealing with here, we're going to be converting this bungalow here into, you know, a legal duplex, as we have on many other occasions. But first and foremost, we've got to make sure that the foundation is in good working order. So here's just a quick swing through. This bathroom is actually in great shape. It looks like it was newly renovated not too long ago, so we're going to keep this almost as is. Here's the third bedroom. So not a lot of changes here. We are going to be switching out the windows to newer windows. But check out the basement here. So this is where we start to get into some of the fun that we're gonna have to be dealing with. So you see the separation between the units is gonna be quite simple with a little door here, so we already have our own dedicated entrance to the basement. So once again, sorry, before we jet downstairs, if I look through this back door, right smack dab there is this massive tree. Now you can see these guys are going at it, throwing the pieces down. And you can see around the tree, everything like a lot of that patio stones there, they're starting to buckle up. You can see right here especially too, it's just heaving, right? So the proximity to the edge of the foundation here isn't actually that far, especially when you're dealing with a trunk that's this massive. So let's put that into perspective. You know, we're walking into the door here, coming into the basement. The pressure from that root system in the back has done a number on this back foundation wall. Check this out. So I guess the previous owner probably stuffed some, I don't know, trying to keep some mice out or something like that. I don't know, but the foundation has literally just cracked completely. So here we have, like, if you look at my hand, like, that's probably about a 4-inch gap that is just completely displaced from the plane that it was on. This is wild. So that's one of the cracks that we've seen here. Now, like, as we go into the side here, you can see that at one point they probably had some water coming through here, and they've plugged them up and tried to fill them and inject them. You can see these little plugs. 1 second here. Right, this is what they use. They put these plugs and they bang them in. They do a high pressure injection into these cracks to try and stop water flow. It's very common in these poured foundations, but you can even tell here just how off it is. So if you look how far we are from the foundation wall here compared to here, I've got almost my full hand. It's just completely bent in. So the effects that it has to its surroundings is just wild. Like, you push on this plane and it presents a crack right here, but then you also have these residual effects, you know, the cracks along here, cracks along the walls. I mean, concrete is, you know, it's strong enough, of course, to hold up a house, but it's, you know, that you could just tell the sheer power of that tree trunk is, this foundation is no match for it, which is wild. It's awesome, the power of nature. So the crack actually does protrude into this bathroom here. You can tell they've already ripped apart stuff, I guess, and this is what induced the cell. So in a situation like this, we're able to present a bit of a solution to the sellers and say, you know, like, don't worry, we'll take it as is. You don't have to worry about it, because to be honest, one of the guys that we had in here is actually a home inspector, and he was right freaked out. He's like, oh my God, I hope, like, and of course, we don't get home inspections on the properties we purchase, so it's kind of, okay, it's gonna be all right, don't worry, because we've accounted for this now in our budget, which we're gonna have to fix. And we've got enough margin in here that this property really makes sense. So I'm really excited to show you guys, you know, what we make of this place. We're gonna have to take this whole wall down and have to create some interior bracing in here, and actually expose the entire outside to the backyard. But by doing so, we're actually going to have a lot of other benefits too, like this little window that you see here. We're actually going to put in the center, delete this one. We're going to have a nice big window with a window well, a ton of natural light coming in. It's going to completely transform this basement space. Stay tuned. Thanks for checking us out.